Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Josh, and this is the Skype for Business recap. It has been one whirlwind of a week for me, and the week is continuing into the weekend. I wish I could say, "Yay, it's Friday!" Nothing. No, it's gonna be a working weekend. But those really busy ones where you got the projects that you just gotta dig in and get it done. Those are what pay the bills, right? So gotta be grateful for those. The good news is, even though it's really busy, having some fun. So that's good, right? Of course it is. This is my second take on this recording because the first one I had to go all kung fu on a freaking mosquito or something that was buzzing my face. And I was sitting here slapping myself left and right. And finally I just went nuts on the thing. And I figured, you know what? That's probably material for a viral video, but not the kind of viral video I'm hoping for. So let's start that over again. At any rate, here we are trying this again. Let's jump straight over to the Infinity screen and then onto the content because I don't want to waste too much time on fluff. Here we go. First, SkypeUG.com. If any of you have ever been to a Skype user group before, under this board, this central board that governs a whole bunch of user groups, there are the organized ones and then there are the independent ones. And at the organized ones, the format is usually you have a vendor on site usually that is presenting their product, etc. And then you've got content that is prepared on a certain topic that, is really good for churning a lot of discussion, usually about something new or just something really in depth in the space. So that's what this group is, the SkypeUG.com group. And if you went to any of their meetups before, you know that they used to organize out of meetup.com. And over the last couple quarters here, they've actually been working out of their new site, SkypeUG.com. I am thrilled to announce that I am now going to be a local chapter organizer for the Austin, Texas area. That's right. Those of us in Austin and even San Antonio and surrounding cities, if you're looking for a good user group to come and hang out at and just be able to socialize with other people in the community, mix ideas, ask questions, learn something, maybe win some really freaking cool prizes, you need to come register and sign up for this. All right, you can log in on the site. You can create a login. You find a meetup, and now if we look over here, look, oh, there's a spot right here in the middle of Texas, big old bear spot here before, and now we got Austin on the map. So the Austin Inaugural User Group meeting for 2016, November 10th, 3 to 6 p.m. at the Microsoft office in Austin. Again, if you're in San Antonio, New Braunfels, San Marcos, any of the surrounding areas, and you are in any way connected to the Microsoft UC Skype for Business community, come on out, join us. It's going to be a great time. There will be some sort of catering yet to be decided upon, and there is going to be one heck of a cool gift given away, not gift, prize given away at the end, as well as probably a couple other vendor-specific prizes, as is customary at each user group meetup. So. And lucky for you, whereas I've had pretty good luck at winning them in the past, now that I'm organizing a user group, I'm ineligible to win. So that's better for all you, right? But anyway, please visit the site, register now so that I am not the only guy hanging out at the user group in November. That would just be very sad. So come join me, guys, all right? Next up. Skype4B Spotlight. If you'll notice, this looks very similar to my Skype4B recap series title screens. That's because I am launching a new series. It is not going to be weekly. It is not even going to be on a set schedule. It is going to be me sitting down with a person or two from a vendor within the Microsoft UC space who has a product or a tool, whether it be a paid or free tool, that wants to discuss it, talk about how it can help people in the community, what they do for their customers, etc. And me kind of having a conversation with them, digging into the tool, and just really raising awareness of what tools are out there in the community for all of us that are that need to pass this information on to clients or customers, or that just want to know for ourselves for our own environments. And this will be the first episode coming up in a few days here when I'm finished editing and cleaning up. And the first guests I had were the Bridge OC team. I had Gary Mansky on and Doug Rutledge, and it was my pleasure to chat with them about the Bridge Operator Console. Not only did we talk a little bit about it, we had a very good demo. Doug walked us through some really cool scenarios, so please look out for that on Twitter and LinkedIn. And if you have a moment, please check it out. watch it, see what Bridge Operator Console is all about, and hopefully from here on out, we'll be talking more and more about different products. If any of you are from a company or you have your own little tool that you want to talk about and discuss, please approach me, and I'd be happy to try to set something up and see how we can fit that in. This will be good, and I think beneficial for all of us. This first one was done on a regular Skype for Business meeting, and we recorded it. I have some kinks to work out with the video, so be patient as you watch, and the video is choppy here and there. The demo is a lot more clean and easy to watch, but the video by itself can be a little choppy, so have patience there, enjoy the content, and hopefully for future episodes, we'll have it a lot more cleaned up, all right? That's coming up soon. Next up, meeting info not specific to me here. So we have the Surface Hub update history, the Windows Team Anniversary Update 1607, October 11th, about 3 days ago. An update for the Team Edition based on this KB article, which, as you know, that's the Surface Hub Operating System Edition. Well, the big news here is VBSS, and I actually caught wind of this whole article thanks to Trevor Miller, who shared this on Twitter. Trevor, congratulations on winning that freaking cool TV from the user group. That's a big congrats there. That's awesome. But he shared this article, and looking in here, the main thing he was pointing out was video-based screen sharing now on Skype for Business for Surface Hub. But if you look, you'll see a number of other things: general improvements, resolved issues with like hub-to-hub screen sharing file, improvements to Skype video, including like video cropping, outgoing call video not displaying, addressed issue with UPN sign-in error, and a number of other things. That's just for the Skype for Business piece. On the whiteboard side, there's also some cool fixes there. This one I thought was cool. User can now save and recall whiteboard sessions using OneDrive online service. Very cool, and even via the share functionality. I like that. That's a nice update there. And then some update for apps and general here. As you can tell, a lot of general bug fixes, but some other cool updates and additions. So check this out if you have a Surface Hub or will be getting one sometime in the near future and need to know what all it can do and what's new in it. So very cool. Thanks again for sharing, Trevor. Next up, this was a very intriguing article, blog post that I came across that Michael Lamontagne, an MVP who was at Ignite, and I had the pleasure of hanging out with several times there and got to sit and chat with him on several different fronts. Anyway, he put this blog post together on why he attends Ignite. You know, a lot of people say, well, what's the point? Why do you go? How does it benefit you? Or I really liked the application-specific conferences that used to be out there. And while that may still be, you know, something that Microsoft might need to mull over in the future, maybe breaking down these conferences to something a little smaller, more application-specific, a little more manageable, he had a really good take on why he attends. You know, especially from an MVP standpoint, as he is. He's privy to a lot of information, NDA information, that isn't out there to the general public yet. He knows about a lot of the announcements that are coming at places, at conferences like Ignite before they actually hit. So what's the point of him going? Why attend? And he had some really good insight as to why that is. I'm not going to go deep into it. I want you to go to his blog post and read it and check it out. I also want to say a special thank you to Michael, as he gave a shout out to me via my last recap here on this YouTube link. The specific point that he called out was something to be announced in the next few months to provide P-Chat-like features in the cloud. Won't talk about what was leaked, but you can check it out. And he can't say that because of his status, but if you watch my video, it's no secret what I'm talking about is the rumored Skype Teams. And it's more than just rumors at this point. There's been leaked screenshots, etc. So despite what the end product is, it's clearly something in the works now. So it should be interesting to see how that turns out. But he had a number of other great points. And I personally walked away thinking one of the really great reasons to go is if you're involved in the community at all, it's a great chance to network, to meet people, to gain connections and discover new product areas that you weren't familiar with. And it gives you a lot of hands-on at different booths for things that you were curious about but never really dug into, on top of the information that comes out of it. So overall, very good post, and I hope you go check it out. So thanks for sharing your thoughts on it, Michael. Awesome. Next up, Outlook Skype for Business Contacts folder doesn't sync with Skype for Business Contacts. And this was, again, shared by Trevor Miller and actually a few other people out there. But the problem is you add a new Skype for Business contact, but the contact doesn't appear in Outlook. You remove a contact from Skype for Business, but it doesn't get removed from Outlook. There's stale contact records in Outlook. You get the point here. Syncing is no longer happening. Deprecated, apparently. The workaround is to go in and modify your contacts via the MFC Mappy tool here. They warn you that this should only be done by an administrator. And they give you steps and screenshots, and you can easily see why you should only have this done by an administrator and not your average user. A little sad that that's deprecated, not sure why, but it definitely is something I figured everybody should know about, right? So read into that if you think this is going to affect you or end users that you know that relied on this in the past. Last up here, Mr. Jamie Stark of Microsoft, at his Twitter handle, @NoMorePhones, they had a Skype for Business meeting broadcast today, all about the new Skype Room Systems, which was probably the biggest topic, aside from Mac, maybe. Well, I would say they're on par at Ignite. And so they did a Skype meeting broadcast today on that. As you can see in the conversation history here, BW says, already missed it. Is it available after the fact? And Jamie Stark says, always. There's the archive. So, yes, if you miss it in the morning of every other Friday, you can go watch all of their stuff at the archive. They have a YouTube channel with all the previous videos. So be sure to go and check that out if you want to learn a little more about the Skype Room Systems. All right? Okay, let's go back over to my Infinity screen and back to me. Last thing I would like to comment on is the Mac client. Again, Microsoft is still saying the end of this month. It is due in October. At the end of this month, they haven't pushed that back at all. They haven't stepped backwards on that time frame. But we're at mid-month now, which means those of you that have been biting your nails for the Mac client, it is right around the corner. It's right there. We should be getting it in the next week or so. The fact that we haven't seen it yet and that they haven't backed off their timeline means any day now we're going to get that client. So keep your eyes peeled. It's coming. Mac users will finally have a modern-day Mac client for Skype for Business. That still has some feature work to be done over time, but is ready for prime time for the most part. So look out for it. That's it. Again, watch out for that new Skype4B Spotlight series. Please provide feedback on it. I'm already aware the video is kind of crappy on it, but we'll fix that. We'll get a better system down. Let me know your thoughts on the format and what you might like to see in the future. And contact me if you are someone who wants to talk about your product or your tool. All right? You guys have a great weekend. Rest. Enjoy it. Be safe. We'll see you next Friday. Adios.